Grand Rising loves. This is Wednesday. Wednesday is the day ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of perception. So really be aware today how you perceive and how you communicate. And Mercury is currently in its shadow, actually stationed to go retrograde very shortly. And whenever we are in a shadow, hi Vero. Whenever we are in a shadow, it's a preview of what the review will be in its retrograde, because anytime a planet is in retrograde, it's always a review of what is not working that comes up for you to heal. And so anything that's really chiseled away at and healed in a retrograde becomes a permanent change. And so especially with this supermoon and the eclipse happening, it's really powerful for you to claim that for yourself today. So just be very aware of that. Also, I discovered that I cannot do lives on YouTube because I do not have 1,000 subscribers, but I can do lives here. So tonight will be the very first time ever that I will be doing a live of my meditation class, but I'm gonna do it on Instagram. I got permission from Amanda that I could do that. And so I'm gonna try my best. The room is dark. I'm not like tech savvy. So this will be like a total like winging it thing for my meditation class, but it starts at 7. So the live will start probably about 7ish. I want to have the live going when we do our pre-chat, because I always allow the class to talk about anything that they're processing, because it really is more about deep healing. And I'm going to be doing some full moon ceremony things through the meditation. So if you want to join, just make sure you have comfortable space to either lie down or sit down in after the chit chat. It will be live, so if there's any interactive like questions or anything that come up, I will be more than happy to answer those. So there's that. Now, the cards that showed up for me today, first of all, the Ascended Masters, we have the Divine Director, talks about intervention, which is really great because the intervention is always about, I will be given some insight to fast track my spiritual growth. And I do feel that, especially in retrogrades, I feel that what I'm healing is permanent and something new always comes up. So I'm very happy that he showed up. Look, my nails match. How cute. Anyhow, that's like hashtag Taurus shit. But anyway, Hey Neil showed up again. So I will be texting my sister Lisa to be asking her for some more information on moon cycles. I know tonight is the super full moon, the eclipse, but Hey Neil keeps showing up. So I need like some kind of insight of what I need to do. When a card keeps showing up and the way I shuffle, it's like insanity when one card continually shows up. So I will be like really digging into what more I really need to do to work on that. And Health and Healing, Hilarion showed up. And this card talks about me helping others heal, that I am actually the bringer of healing for people, and that I need to trust myself because those healings can be profound if I allow myself. And this is so interesting because this comes on the tail end of a conversation that I literally had Monday morning. And so if you remember my spread yesterday, and I talked about someone really triggering self-doubt in me, like almost like a challenge. And it was kind of like an ultimatum. He literally said, like, I would support you to the ends of the earth if you would do this. And it was, to me, it felt dirty, almost like stage act, psychic kind of shit. And like doing things on command. And I said, I do miraculous things on command in every healing session, okay? Because I'm obedient to spirit. But he was saying so that everybody could see it publicly. And but here's the thing, the most profound healings I've ever done, those people never talk about it. And because most of them are shell-shocked at the things that come out. the things that I intuitively say. And so I don't know. I mean, the specific example was that I had healed a hernia for a woman. It was a bulging hernia. She's in her 70s, and I didn't touch her. And I told her, I said, I really don't know if I can do that. This was the conversation. She goes, well, just do whatever you do and try your best. And it was just energy work. And I said, the closest I've ever come to like powerfully moving matter was pulling a piece of glass out of my son's foot. It was so deeply embedded in his foot. And I put my energy behind it to literally pull it out. And he was young. I want to say he was like maybe 7 or 8. And I couldn't believe that I had done that. And I had my eyes closed doing it. And I asked him, I said, and he was like screaming because his foot was hurting, but then he right away got calm. And I said, what did you see? And he said, it looked purple. And I was like, wow, okay, cool. So anyhow, that's me and my son. So I told her, I said, the closest I'd ever come to actually manipulating matter that powerfully was from my son pulling glass out of his foot. And I said, so what I'm going to try to do is the opposite by pushing it back into the body with my energy. And I had done that. And she actually didn't need surgery. And so I shared that with him, and he goes, well, you know, you could actually push it back in and strengthen that muscle, and then you don't need surgery. I said, I don't think you get it. I didn't fucking touch her. I didn't even touch her. And I said, and she was in her 70s. It's not like she was going to be like pushing it back and saying, okay, now I'm going to do crunches so that this hernia doesn't bulge again. So it doesn't matter, but she never talked about it. It's whatever. But this is the thing. This is where I was really struggling. Like, I don't need to show anybody who the fuck I am, because the people I work with know who the fuck I am. And when people hear me speak, they know that I'm speaking truth. So I don't need to prove my motherfucking self to anybody, and neither do any of you. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody, because truth doesn't need to be backed up. Truth is always recognized, right? So I don't need any extra validation besides myself. That's it. I stand alone in that. And I know that. And I know that I say things that other people aren't saying. And I know that, And sometimes this path feels like pretty fucking lonely, but I don't need to be a stage act for people to understand what I am or to follow me, or fuck that. And I know, like, I really know, because I observe, like, the people that are really speaking the truth don't have a huge following. You know why? Because I am not trying to like coddle people's traumas. I'm trying to help them heal past it, because the trauma isn't who the fuck you are. You're the discomfort that's underneath of that trauma. It's the cell memory that's making you go back into the ego responding from trauma. But the real motherfucking you is the phoenix buried under that shit. And that's my purpose. My purpose is to help people remember who the fuck they are. It's not to bend spoons and move fucking shit with my mind. Like, I do that every fucking day, but I don't need to do it on demand in front of cameras and shit. Fuck all that. But anyway, so now I'm getting off on a tangent. And so Hilarion, this is that whole triggering thing that I had to process from that conversation. And when he left, I was like, literally, this is the temptation, right? Because I do deeply care for him. The temptation was, I would go to the ends of the earth for you. And I'm like, wow, I always wanted that, right? In a partner, somebody who would go to the ends of the earth with me, not for me. And so he was offering that if I would only do this. And you know what? If there's an if, you could take that motherfucking if and walk. Honest to God, take the motherfucking if with you. And deuces. That's all I have to say to that. And so Hilarion showed up. And when I really read it, because he's never shown up for me before, I had to read, like, okay, what is he bringing? Like, healing? Okay, I'm always healing, but like, health. Ooh, maybe there's some kind of message in that. But actually, it was the health and healing of others, that I have the ability to perform profound healings. And so I was like, okay, Hilarion. So really, what I think he showed up for is to say, you don't need to prove yourself, but you also need to believe that you are doing profound healings. So if there was anything, because there was this little like, oh, do I need to prove it? A little bit of self-doubt, like, do I need to do this? He's like, just believe in yourself and you're doing it. And so there's that. And then evolution showed up, which is happening anyway. But check out the imagery on that card, like, whoa. And so this is the transformation, which I do feel, and I'm actually in a transit right now, which is why I'm keeping my schedule really light this week. And then next week, I think I saw Diana. I'll be in Diana's beautiful sacred space, sharing days with her up in the beautiful Pacific Coast. So I'm excited about that, like so damn excited. Like part of me is already there. And check this shit out. The synchronicity of this showing up. Emotions running high, supermoon. We're in a supermoon, super full moon today. Like, okay, universe, thank you for synchronicities. That's beautiful shit. Okay, so the sacred geometry that showed up today is duality. And what this actually says, and most of these cards are all talking about the work that I do for the collective. It wasn't even like the work I do on me. And so I think this was like the universe as a cheerleader backing me today, which is so beautiful, moving into this full moon. And I literally just felt saying that. Wow. I literally just felt a shift in my sacral sharing that with you. Wow. Okay, so that is a lot of self-worth. Fuck. So there you go. Duality. It says that the collective has gotten away from that, but my purpose here is to show people that duality is not real. So literally, that's what I do for a living. And this card was not talking about me living in duality. It was talking about I have the ability to show people the real way, that there is no separateness. And that's what I always teach. And so, beautiful. And the imagery on this card, holy shit. The deep knowing card. And so owl, for those of you who do not know, the owl is my totem. Thus why I have all these owl feathers tatted on me, and why I have these beautiful gifted feathers on, well, this is hawk, which is the diurnal partner of the barn owl. And so the barn owl is actually my totem. And so these feathers have all been gifted to me. And so anyway, the deep knowing, it says that my intuition is keen and my intuition is truth. And if I don't share it, I will actually contribute to the suffering of the collective. Like, yeah, no pressure, right? So really that's what we are all supposed to be doing, but the visibility of it is what is the discomfort for me. And so when that was said to me the other day, really, I had to feel into that. Like, okay, it was a challenge that was beautiful because yes, I do need to be more visible. Do I need to be on a stage? No. And do I need to be like, okay, I could do this, abracadabra? And he was talking about specifically like magicians, right? That magicians could manipulate matter, and it was so profound, but we can all feel into like David Blaine, who's amazing. But there's this deep darkness that he taps into to work and manipulate matter. And I don't. And so carrying that Christ consciousness and light in order to work with divine energy is what I do. And seeing everyone as I see myself and actually manipulating myself to manipulate them is actually how I work as well. And so he brought up like Jesus and well, he could do this, and so there was like conversation, almost like threatening. So the deep knowing is also another validation. Like, I know. And so when something doesn't feel right, it isn't. And when something feels right, it is. And so going from that place, because I am heart-centered and I'm always in my highest integrity, to go with that. It doesn't matter if someone is bringing in the spirit of temptation or triggering self-doubt in me, because I'm already whole alone, and I need to trust that. So that's trusting my deep knowing. And then check this out, y'all. It's very rare that this shows up for me, but it's very key that this showed up right now, because I was completely silenced in that conversation. And I think that's the ancient witch wound that's even older than Sherry, that I felt challenged, but also fear of being exposed. And so there is this element of I remember being destroyed for being this lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And that cell memory is carried in my DNA. And so that's a core wound. And so moving beyond the fear to really speak how I feel is huge. So that's also the deep knowing. I have to speak my intuition. And I finally get to share this. Patrice, I don't know if Patrice is on here. I didn't see if she got on the live, but this was a gift from the beautiful soul sister Patrice Bayer for my birthday. So this is a beautiful chrysocolla bracelet, because I kept sharing the same pieces over and over. And she was probably tired of seeing those raw pieces. But isn't this beautiful? It looks like a bunch of like Gaia. A bunch of little Gaias. I love it. And so this is the culmination. And I love this. So it's the Yeshi Shogol, and the 333 is the frequency, but it's the 33 cards. This is 5 threes. Threes always show me the harmonizing of my parts, body, mind, spirit, and also protection. And that's exactly what this tiger is. This is that divine, sacred, ethereal tigress that actually delivered the sadhis, and also as an ancient protector. So riding on the back of the tiger, because its symbol is ultimate ascension. And so it says, no matter what darkness you are faced with or who your opponent is, it is no match for the power of you and your light. And I was like, thank you for that gift, because I really did need that. Because I do question myself a lot, even though I've received those messages since being a little girl. Sometimes I think, am I really jumping timelines? Because I don't see the world like anybody else. And I'm like, so is this even real? Is this even real? Like, nothing ever feels real anyway. And being human is so dense for me. And so when I have synchronicities like this, it does move emotion through my physical body. And I get to more deeply commune with myself. And I do feel ascension happening in those messages. It's so, so powerful. And so that is the spread for today. Don't forget, live at 7 p.m. This is the first time ever I will be creating a live for my meditation class. So tonight at 7, we usually have a chit chat prior to meditation. I'm going to be pulling in some of my full moon ceremony into the guided meditation tonight. And so if you want to join the conversation right at 7, if you don't, we usually start about quarter after 7 for the meditation. So you can jump on the live. And hopefully the Instagram live will let me go, because my class always goes long. So if you want to jump on and ask any questions, like I said, come on at 7 if you want to join the conversation or even hear what other people are talking about. Because I always do a chit chat. I keep myself open, and spirit directs the meditation. And so, and there are some people on the live right now that usually show up to that class. So, anyhow, I feel like I talked a whole lot. I love you, and thank you for sharing your most valuable commodity with me, your time and your energy. I appreciate you, and I love you. I love you. I love you. And I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for this opportunity. I love you, I love you, I love you. It's 3, it's 3. Telling you, synchronicity. I love you.